What's going on? What's going on? Facebook, all the places that I'm streaming. Facebook, my business Facebook page, Tailor Made Training for You, 50 and over. One of my private groups, For Imperfect Non-Judgmental People. My other private group, FINP, Twitch, Twitter, all the places I'm streaming. Also my personal Facebook page. Welcome to the No Judgment Zone with your host, me, Sean Taylor, discussing topics with no judgments, discussing topics with no judgments. So, today's topic. So, like I always say before every segment, this show is pretty much it's no judgments. It's not a debate or argumentative type show or picking people apart or bringing people down. That's not what it's about. It's a place where people can come, share their perspectives. If you want to be on the show, just reach out to me directly. You can actually, all my information is pretty much on social media, my cell, my email. You can message me and, we can have you on, So, again, this show is basically it's a no judgment zone. There are no judgments, and we're discussing topics, with no judgments. You're in the no judgment zone with yours truly, Sean Taylor. You may not agree with everything I say. You may not even agree with what my guests may say, but it's one of those shows that we can share one's perspective with one another, and even if we don't agree, we can agree to disagree. That's what it's about. But it's a show where people can go to where they're not being judged. You can say what you want, and you're not being judged. That's not what this show is about. It's pretty much 100% transparency on your perspective and how you see things, and that's it. It's good to have a different viewpoint on a different type of perspectives that's actually out there. So, social media versus reality. Social media versus reality. I don't know who may agree with this or may not agree. You're more than welcome to make your comments. I like the comments, and I'll respond back to those comments when I'm able to get back to them. Sometimes I can see the comments when you put them, and sometimes I won't see them until later. So, but yeah, comments are definitely welcome. I mean, all comments are actually welcome. My advice: just keep it positive. Because that's what this is all about. It's all about, just positivity. There's enough negativity that's going on in the world. You can keep that negativity to yourself in your account. So, um, as I was saying, social media versus reality. A lot of people think what they see on social media, but most people have the misconception that everything they see on social media is real. Um, People actually compare themselves and compare their lifestyles to what they see on social media. I made a post on my personal Facebook page, my group page, my business page, Instagram. It's the same exact post, but it's a post of a young lady looking one way, and then boom, a young lady looking another way. There's instances where people have actually went on dates on these different type of dating sites or whatever. Listen, I ain't judging you, to each his own, as that's the best way you can meet people. If your schedule may be busy, whatever. Uh, to each his own. I'm kind of with the old school philosophy. So, um, I, I, whatever it is, what it is. But sometimes you go to meet somebody, and that person is not turned out who they who you thought they may be, and they may look totally different when you actually show up for that blind date. So, social media versus reality. You can choose to live in social media, just the reality of social media, which is maybe, and I think I pretty much gave that percent like 5%. That's kind of high. I wanted to pretty much say 2%. Because you don't know what's real and you don't know what's false. I didn't even know. I mean, I've heard of photoshopping, but I didn't really know exactly how that's actually done, and until one of my clients actually showed me. I said, people do this. They do it with all different types of things. And you need the practice of that, being all of who you are. It's kind of hard to practice that when you live in a place or space or a body that's portraying to be something that you're not. Okay. Again, I know too much about that. Pretending to be something that you're not, it takes a lot of work. It's easier, excuse me, just to be who you are. Want to be somebody else because of what you see. It's easier just to be who you are and capitalize off that. You know, if you don't like where you are, change it. If you don't like the way your body is looking, change it. But comparing yourself to other people and what you see on social media, that's no bueno. That's not something that you want to get in the habit of. People are pretty much placing their value based off of what other people think. People are basing their worth based off what other people think, and then they're basing it off and they're comparing it to what they see on social media. Social media can be a great platform for business, to brand your business and to get your name out there, to stay on people's news feeds. And social media from the business aspect can be amazing. But when it comes to the personal aspect, not so much. I've heard people say that they've had to kind of get away from social media because they find themselves on it too much, like pretty much spending hours in their day consumed by it. And they've lost track of time being on it. So a lot of people have that extra time. They don't have nothing else to do in their lives. And, you know, social media is their thing. You know, they're on it 24/7, you know, as if they don't sleep. So I don't know what that's all about, but for me, I use social media to speak on specific topics, to be a part of my business, to brand a business, to use it as a stepping stool, as a type of platform, you know, um, in the direction that I'm trying to go to. But as far as being an attention whore, it's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not constantly changing my profile picture every week, every other day. I'm just not that dude, man. I'm just not built that way. So to each his own. But your social media versus reality, there's a huge difference in the two. This huge, big, distinct difference in the two. You know, guys chasing after something that doesn't exist. You know, women are belittling their own selves and bringing their own value and worth down based off what they're comparing and what they see. Social media versus reality is just simplest as it's not that's not the reality of life and what you see on social media. You know, what would be refreshing if you could see more of truth on social media, um, more of authenticity on social media, not things that's for show or for bragging rights or, you know, whatever the case may be, but truth. How can you help people with truth? Truth, you know, I say it all the time, truth ain't sexy. It's not the most popular thing. But using such social media in a positive light opposed to a negative light. You know, some people use social media to hide, to bring people down, to degrade people, you know, to be a social media bully, so to speak. You know, social media is used in so many negative type of ways opposed to positive type of ways. And what you see on social media, I can guarantee you a lot of what you see is not reality in the real realm of the real world of things. It's not. Um, it's easy to hide behind things, almost like hiding behind a text message. you know, instead of going to talk to that person face to face, you know, we rather be a bully behind text message or telephone tough guy, you know, behind, you know, when there's a phone involved and somebody's being tough, man, you just, oh, you the telephone tough guy. All right, I see, I see. Some people do that. And that can be for men and women for that matter, you know. We've gotten away from communication because we're so social media, you know, you're just so entangled with it, you know. So, but to compare what's going on in your personal life to social media is a huge setup for you. You can't, um, and this is for the ladies, you know, uh, my mom used to tell me, Sean, you know, she used to say, Sean, all women are beautiful inside and out, you know. Um, some are beautiful, but are ugly inside. Some are not so attractive and are beautiful on the inside, you know. So um, that's just the world we live in, you know. But women are, if you're basing your beauty, if you're basing your value or your worth of what you see on social media, you're setting yourself up big time, um, because you're following 9 times out of 10 a false reality. And you have to understand that if you don't value yourself, who else is going to value? If you don't and notice your own self worth, who else is going to see it? You got to know your value. You got to know your worth, and you have to believe in yourself. That should have nothing to do with social media. You have to take social media out of your real life equation. If you do not, you are setting yourself up. Social media got a lot of people depressed. You know, social media got a lot of people feeling less of a woman, less of a man. I mean, it goes back and forth. I mean, the same rule applies to men. You know, but women have a tendency of really picking themselves apart a lot. Well, and that's really not a man thing. Do men do it? Of course, yeah, yeah, men do it. You know, I've done it. But it is really extremely recognizable when it comes to women. A woman could be drop dead gorgeous. She can be drop dead gorgeous, almost close to a picture of perfection, and she will pick herself apart. You can call a woman beautiful every day, but she's the one that's got to believe it. You can cheer her on every day, but she's the one that's got to buy into it. You can uplift her and encourage her, but she has to acknowledge it. So these things, you know, that women do. I see a lot of women do that. They pick themselves apart. That's not a good thing. It's not a real healthy thing. And you have to understand there is more to you. There's more to you than just your looks. Okay, there's more to you than that. You know, uh, don't allow an outside entity, which is social media, depict you and how you should move and how you should act, what you should wear, um, what your body should look like. You know, social media has a way of just you can be having a good day and go on and you just man, it'll put you in a foul mood. These are things that I know is true because I've been through it and I've seen other people talk about it, that they don't even want to go on social media because it's always something that they see that's negative or petty or nitpicking, or somebody may be just totally putting all the personal business about the relationship that went bad, or bringing this other person down, or talking about this person, you know, opposed to it could be such a powerful it could be such a social media could be such a powerful outlet of positivity if it was used, um, you know, in the right form. But it's a lot of it is not that. You know, a lot of it's bragging, boasting. A lot of it's the Johnny Bravo attitude. Enough about me. let's talk about me. I mean, social media is it's like that, man. It turned normal people into attention whores. People vying for attention and acceptance through social media. And the reality of it, once you get off of social media, you have to deal with your reality. You have to understand that social media, it's not reality. It's not. It's a false reality, but it's not the real reality. These people aren't taking you behind. It's not like these people are taking you behind the scenes of their personal life. They're showing you, excuse me, they're showing you what they want to show you. They're showing you all the good stuff. They're not showing you their depression. They're not showing you their struggles. They're not showing you their I can't help it. They're not showing you their imperfections. They're not showing you their flaws. They're not showing you their idiosyncrasies. They're showing you what you may view as is perfect. They're not showing you their butt naked selves. And I'm not talking about in the physical sense. I'm talking about from the cerebral standpoint. The butt naked truth has nothing to do with the physical. It has all to do with the mental. Because if your mind ain't right, the rest don't matter. And people don't understand that. Social media, you have to pretty much get into a place from the mental standpoint and not allow it to affect you. You can't buy into what you see. You got to live by the rule that believe nothing you see and only half of what you hear, especially when it comes to social media. It's an old saying, but apply that to social media. Believe nothing that you see and only half of what you hear. Okay? Unless it's originally coming from a place of truth, of uplifting, encouraging, and positivity, 9 times out of 10, that shit is false as the day is long. Fake as the day is long. But people buy into that fakeness. People don't want you to tell them. People don't want you to tell them and to show them what they don't want to see and what they don't want to hear. People want you to show them what they want to see and tell them what they want to hear. No one is a fan of truth. Hardly nobody. Especially when that truth equates into criticism, which is positive reinforcement of that person to get better. No one wants to hear that. Everybody wants you to tell them how good, but in their reality, they're actually not that good, but they want you to gas them up with the BS. That's what people want. My mother used to tell me all the time, Sean, there's no pleasing of people. If your main goal, your main agenda, your main motive, and your main purpose is to please people, you will fail. Don't worry about pleasing people. You're not going to be able to please them. You're not going to be able to please everybody. Everybody's not going to like you, love you, support you, be there for you 24/7. 10 toes down. No, that's not everybody. That's probably maybe a couple of people in your life, maybe between maybe if 1 to 3, or if you're lucky, between 1 and 5 people in your whole entire life that's going to fall into that 10 toes down for you, consistent, regardless of what has happened, regardless of the mistakes, regardless of the falling out. You probably got between 1 to 5 people in your life that's going to be there 10 toes down for you. But if you are following things on social media that are negative, you may need to go and check out on all the things that you are following. What are those things that you follow in the groups that you follow and are positive, and what are those things that you follow and are negative? You got to think about that. You got to think about what you're importing, okay, to your hard drive, which is your cerebral. and what you should put in the the recycle bin and delete from your cerebral. You got to differentiate between the two. But social media and reality is like night and day. There is no comparison because social media isn't reality. And I don't know why people really can't grasp that concept. Social media is not reality, people. You've fallen behind things that you pretty much falling behind a mirage. Social media is like a mirage. Yeah, you don't hear a lot of truth on it. You don't see a lot of truth. You don't even. What's so sad? What's so sad. What's so sad about social media? You can't even see what that person truly looks like. When I first saw, and this had to be, I can't make this up. I'm so detached from that Photoshop thing. I mean, I've heard of it, but I never knew how it worked. Once somebody showed me something from their phone, a young lady showed me something from her phone, I'm like, Jesus Christ, are you serious? People can take pimples off their face, make their face smooth. They can change their body based off different angles that they stand. I was like, God, how this is how social media has poisoned the mind, and it's really poisoned the minds of people, lots of women too as well, that people would change the dynamics of what they look like to get attention. And then when you show up face to face, you're 100% opposite of what you portrayed on social media. You don't even look like that. Again, like I said, social media isn't reality. It's not. If you can't show up in your pure form of what you look like, but you want that guy or that woman, because I've seen I've seen where men do it too. It goes both ways, you know. So I'm not one of my show is not to beat down one person or to beat down this race. I'm like, for me, I just feel as if my show is it's a Dave Chappelle of all. I'm an equal opportunist. I'm talking about everybody. It goes both ways. There's no one-sidedness. There's no Derek Jackson crap going on. There's none of that. No, it's both sides. Because I've seen men do it too, and that's done. That's just mind blowing, but it's done. If you have to change the dynamics of what you truly look like, you're already walking into that situation day one as a lie. You know, there's nothing worse than a lie that compounds the lie. Let me retort. There's nothing worse than a lie that compounds the lie. And that's what social media does. Social media compounds lies. It lies and then it compounds it. And then you buy into it. And then when you see the true reality behind the lie, now you all up in your feelings. So we were having a discussion about, I'm always having these weird conversations with my clients, dating sites and stuff like that. That's not my thing. It never will be my thing. I just don't believe in it. Because you don't know, again, you don't know what's true, you don't know what's false, and you got to go through all these hoops and, all this, criminal minds / CSI / trying to, figure out FBI. And you got to go through all these things to see what's real and see what's not. And it's so much wasted time. Why not just show up, see what you got with each other, and then just go from there? I don't know why we have to do all this work and changing all different things and standing at certain angles because, Baby girl, if you got a little weight on you, you got a little weight on you. You know, I told a friend on yesterday, you do know that they were talking about their weight. They were talking about how their faces got puffy, and you know, I was like, you do know that weight has nothing to do with how beautiful you are, right? Your weight has nothing to do with your beauty, ladies. Somewhere down the line, someone has made a woman feel bad about her weight. And with that comes insecurity issues. With that comes complexes. With that comes being uncomfortable in the skin that they're in. So they go through all these different type of things to make themselves look the opposite of what they really are. You can't expect anything real, truth, and honesty when you premeditating in a false reality. This false reality is nothing but it's just nothing but a pretty way, sophisticated way of saying lie. You know, that's all it is. So if you want someone to come to you in truth, you need to come to them in truth in the beginning. You know, when you see what that person looks like when you wake up in the morning, that's their truth. That's them. Take off all the nails, take out all the hair, take off all the makeup. That's them. For dudes who got they even got like height soles to make men taller. Take those out. Just take out all the stuff. Take out all the fakeness and come in your true but naked self and bring that to the table. Let's see how those dynamics go. And allow that other person to make the choice of, you know what, I can rock with you. Let you find out whether they shallow or superficial or not. Mm-hmm. Because when you take off all the paint and when you just pretty much just strip yourself down completely, that's your reality. You have to be, man, I need to make this. You gotta be, I don't know, my water bottle need to take a mercy. You gotta be all of who you are. Some of you are pretty much a quarter of who you are. Some of you guys are just inches of who you are. Some of you are just half of who you are. But are you constantly every day being 100% all of who you are? Now that's a question you have to ask yourself. And why are you fighting so hard to achieve acceptance from others? Why is that so important to you? If a person can't accept you for who you are, my mom's told me, my aunts told me, my grandma's told me, if people can't accept you for who you are, forget about them. You know, and guys, you kind of know the backstory of my story just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was a compulsive liar. Lied to protect, lied to get acceptance, lied to get friends, lied to be loved, lied to be liked, lied to be in the clique, lied to be, you know, a part of something. It's a lot of lies, you know. And sometimes to stop lying, you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and doggone tired. But that's a blessing. But the curse is now people can't accept you and your butt naked truth now. Now you're too transparent. Now you're too honest. You're too real. Being truthful can make you sound cold. Mm-hmm. Being truthful can make you sound very cold. Being truthful can make it sound like you're melancholy about situations or nonchalant or don't care. Your truth can be depicted in so many ways opposed to the truth. And it's true. Your truth can be depicted so many ways, but it's truth. It's truth. Your truth is being depicted as these different things, but yet and still, it's the truth. It's what they've always wanted. It's what they've always desired. If that's all they wanted you to do, they just wanted you to be honest. I just want you to be honest. Please don't lie to me. And then all of a sudden, you're 100% truthful, and it's still not good enough. So you have to get to a place in your life that you got to be done with pleasing people, man, because you're never going to please them. You could be working on yourself 24/7. You can be going through all different types of things, but if people don't hear from you, then it's them. And I just had to tell somebody that yesterday, not everything is about you. Not everything is about you. You know, my struggles ain't got nothing to do with you, dude. Brother just trying to get better. Brother trying to work on things in his head. Sister, she may be trying to get better, work on things in her head. They got mental struggles that they deal with. Sometimes they don't want to be bothered with people or whatever. That's well within their right. If you are got anybody in your circle that's trying to force you to talk, it's one thing my therapist said. Get the hell away from people who try to force you to talk. They don't. She said, I don't care who it is, Sean. I don't care what role they play in your life, but you should have the free will to speak when you're ready to speak. When you force somebody to do something, you're bringing out the opposite of what you want. You're not bringing out what you want to hear or whatever. You're putting their backs against the wall and you're forcing them to do something that they don't want to do at that moment in time. You're bringing out anger. You're not bringing out nothing good. They see you as a busybody, a bugaboo. I mean, when people are working on self-improvement, it's the last thing that they need. And you can tell a person all of that, and they still don't get it, and they still gonna make it about them. Well, I done this, I done that. What does that have to do with what I'm going through right now? What's it got to do about this journey? What it got to do about my depression and my struggles and me trying to fight to live every day? What's it got to do with anything? You're one of those people, you talking about, I'm pushing you away. You pushing yourself away based off of how you handle it. How you win is you roll with those emotions no matter how long it takes. That's how you win. How you win is being patient. How you win is, hey, however you need me to be there for you, whenever you want me to be there for you, and whatever capacity you want me to be there for you, I'm gonna be there for you. That's how you win. They're gonna keep you close. But when you are forcing people to do things they don't want to do, that is never going to work. Social media versus reality when it comes to your fitness journey, people. You don't know what people are doing to look like they look. They can tell you one thing and it could be the opposite. They can tell, oh, I've never taken a steroid in my life, on a cycle every 6 months. Mm-hmm. 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 Sean, now you're divulging too much. Well, this is about truth. Yeah, this is about truth. It's about total transparency. It's about social media versus reality. That's a false reality, people. Some people will tell you, I've never taken no enhancement drugs ever in my life to look like this. Nothing. And they cycle every 6 months, 3 months. Some never get off. That's the truth. That's the truth. And somebody asked me to, um, last year sometime. Sean, have you ever indulged? Absolutely. The hell, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Not a long time, but just dibble and dabble to see what worked or whatever, whatever. You know, body responded like crazy. Responded like crazy. The better the genetics, the better the response. I ain't lied to them. Fellas, young fellas, 20s, teenagers, yeah. But don't you do it. I'm not suggesting you go and do that. You know, I was young and dumb, trying to explore, trying to fit in, trying to get it with the in crowd, trying to, wanted to be a big dude like everybody else. Yeah. Until I felt like one time I hit a vein, I thought I was about to die. I was like, oh. When I felt like I was going to have a heart attack in my 20s, I was like, oh, dude. I was crawling outside in the rain, couldn't breathe, outside my apartment complex, cars passing by, almost got hit. Rain is pouring down, and I was like, that was it for me. That was it. See, on your fitness journey, people, and I love to circle back to fitness because I like to tie in fitness with life stuff. On your fitness journey, you want the real stuff. You don't want fake stuff. You don't want that. You want the real stuff. See, if fitness was easy, the whole entire world would be doing it. People make fitness more complicated than what it is. People make fitness more harder than what it is. They overanalyze everything. They overanalyze every single thing. They see something like, okay, I want to look like that. Why can't you just want to look like how you want to look like and not look like somebody else? So be, I just got to have a blueprint to go over whatever. What do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? See, let's get to the why. Why do you want to get in shape? Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to lose inches? Why do you want to gain lean muscle tissue? What's your why? If it's for somebody else, or it's to get a person or to get attention or whatever the case may be, it's not my place to judge you. But your why will be the determining factor if that is going to change or going to turn into a lifestyle change. If your why, if your motive is something else beside of as a change for life, 9 times out of 10, you're going to quit at some point. You need to do it for you because it's your body. Stop buying into what you see on social media or how you see this person look or how that person look. You've never met that person in person. You have no idea of why they're doing it. You don't even know what goes behind closed doors, but you looking at that person on the outside in and you just think, oh man, that's perfection. Their life is wonderful. You really don't know, man. Let me tell you something, man. Some people may not believe this, but everybody got problems. Rich people, middle class, poor people, just beneath the poverty-stricken level. Everybody has problems. But what you have to do with your problems, you have to understand social media is not going to help you with those problems. Social media is not going to be there when you're crying at 1 o'clock in the morning. Social media is not helping you pay not one of those bills that's behind. Social media ain't helping you raise those kids. Social media ain't dealing with that bad breakup you went through. Social media ain't helping you deal with that divorce that you went through. Social media is not helping you deal with all these mistakes that you made in this life. Social media is a false reality that we escape to, thinking that, hey, I want their life, I want their body, I want what they have. but you have no idea what's behind that curtain. Fitness should be for a lifestyle, man. Fitness should be for prolonged preservation of life. Fitness should be something that you don't want to. I want to get into this because I don't want to deal with the problems that the older people in my family that passed away dealt with. I want to look different in my 40s than everybody in my family look. I want to look different in my 50s and 60s than everybody else look. I don't want to be 50. I don't want to be 55 or 60 looking like I'm 95. Can barely move, can barely walk. My posture's bad. I have no stamina. My cardiovascular output is horrendous. You should want to do it for those type of reasons, for longevity of life. So you can keep up with your young kids and your grandkids and things of that nature. To be active, to feel internally happy, because that's what exercise does. It creates endorphins. You, at the end of the day, should be wanting to do it for you, not the false stuff that you see on social media. Social media versus reality. Social media is not reality. Reality is reality. Getting up in the morning, going on that job, that's a reality. Taking care of those kids, that's reality. Paying bills, that's reality. What you see in the mirror when you wake up in the morning, that's reality. What that scale says, that's reality. What that body fat percentage is, that's reality. How those clothes fit, that's reality. That blood pressure medication you're on, that's reality. That simvastatin that you're on, that's reality. That heart medication that you're on, that's reality. That insulin you have to take because you got type 2 diabetes, that's reality, not what you see on social media. You need to live in your reality. Be who you are. Be true to thyself. To thyself, be true. That's your reality. If a person can't accept you for how you look, if how you look's not good enough for them, you just keep it moving. Don't paint yourself up to be something that you're not, and then you show up to meet that individual and you're total opposite of the pictures that you posted. And those pictures may be 5 or 10 years old. From 5 or 10 years old, if you haven't been consistent in exercise, you're going to look a whole lot different. And it's going to show up with you when you show up on that blind date, right? They're going to be looking for something else. And you already sitting at the table, and they walk in and they looking, and you texting them, "Hey, I'm here. What are you wearing?" "Oh, I'm sitting over here in the black dress." And you see somebody sitting in a black dress looks totally opposite than the pictures that she showed. Or she shows up and asks what he's wearing. It's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the guy in the blue shirt." And he looks totally different than what you saw on social media. Be who you are. A lot of y'all out here getting catfish with people. You getting catfish. You getting catfish in every area. You getting catfish in the bedroom of the dude that said that, he got all the D. You getting catfish when you get there, and it's like there's not even lowercase d. You getting catfish with women who saying they look like this and they look like that, and then you go to meet them and they look total the opposite of that. You got catfish in that. Getting catfish in your relationship, getting catfish in your partnership. You just get catfish left and right. Be who you are. Forget about social media, man. Don't buy into that. Don't get wrapped up into that social media garbage, because it's garbage. And you can easily get wrapped up into it until you kind of break away from it. Not all reality is reality on social media. I just don't understand how people don't get that. You know, people doing so much extra, doing the most. I mean, just, I'm like, man, it's hard out there in them streets, man. People vying for attention from people they don't even know. The less you know about me, the better my life is, buddy. That's just me, man. I ain't trying to be seen, man. I ain't doing all that extra stuff. No half naked pictures, none of that. Man, that's just not me. I ain't judging nobody, but to each his own. Do your things and your skivvies and your da-dun-da-duns. Do your thing. Do your thing. That's just not me. I lived a life like that for 6 years. I'd be doggone. I ain't got nothing to prove here. I'm not gonna do that on social media, man. Come on, man. What I got to prove? I ain't got nothing to prove to y'all. For real. The only thing I got to prove is proving to myself. Self-improvement, being a better man than I was yesterday, being a better person than I was when my mom passed in December 2018, getting stronger for what I've lost. Just being better, man. Being positive every day. Training my mind every day. Trying to impress people on social media, man, and I don't even know. I don't know from a can of paint. No, man, that's play. I'm not gonna play myself like that. But people play themselves like that every day. Be real with yourself. Okay? And take it from me, if you gotta lie to somebody to get them, that ain't gonna last. And that's not gonna work. If you gotta catfish people to try to have a chance with them, that ain't gonna last. Because that ain't gonna work. Because when they show up day one, they gonna be out of there. It's best just to be who you are. Let them make the choice. If you don't look good enough, let them make the choice. Man, I keep hitting this mic. If your weight isn't height weight proportionate, let them make the choice. If you ain't tall enough for her, she like dudes that's 10 feet tall, let her make the choice. If she's too tall for you, she look like she's got the height of Paul Bunyan, let her make the choice. Or, let the individuals make the choice. But come with your true representative, not the fake, false representative. Come with who you are. Come exactly how you are. Exactly how you are. And let the other individual make the choice. It's going to be yay and nay. You're not going to, not all is lost in life because they don't choose you and they want to go a different route. They got all these expectations of what they actually want. All the pickiness. I mean, listen, you're not their cup of tea. And you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's okay. But stop buying into that social media nonsense, man. The picture that I posted, you see the opposite. You see Instagram and you see reality. They're so far from the truth with one another. It's really so sad, and people, you do a disservice to yourself when you think that less of yourself, that you got to doctor it all up, your whole entire package, that's not a real one, and you present a fake one, but you want realness in your life. That's not how that works. You have to present your full, true, butt naked package and who you are. Again, butt nakedness has nothing to do with the physical sense of the physical form. It's just who you are as an individual. You don't have to have the perfect body to be considered beautiful. You don't have to have the perfect body to be considered handsome. You can't, you have to stop conforming and transforming to the way society thinks and what the society does, because it's leading you down the wrong path. All those things that you're following on social media, they say, oh, you gotta look like this, you gotta look like this, you gotta wear this, you gotta wear this, you gotta act like this, you gotta act like that. You're setting yourself up, you're setting yourself up to live a fake lifestyle. You gotta have one of the most attractive things in people is when they have their own mind, their own voice. They're not easily influenced. They're not weak-willed or easily influenced by nothing or nobody. They're not the Muppet to the puppet master. They're not the puppet to the puppet master. They make their own decisions. Their decisions aren't made based off of the thought process and opinions of other people. That's where the real you, that's a very attractive thing. They go by the beat of the sound of their own drum. They are creating their own path. They're staying in their own vision. They stand in their own lane. They're minding their business. So you're not buying into all the social media jargon and acts and things that you see on social media. How about you try following people that are very positive and uplifting and encouraging, people that's going to make you gut check yourself in a positive way, not a negative way. And they ain't going to judge you at all. Follow those type of people. You following people who don't really, they don't, and care, don't even acknowledge you as a human specimen, So you could comment on their stuff and they never say nothing back to you. Those are people that you're following. Just number to them, getting their numbers up. Well, I got 10 million viewers. And then they give you what? All they give you is a thank you for my 10 million viewers. They don't even know who the heck you are. They're not even responding to your comments. These are the people that you're following. This is where you're basing your lifestyle and how you want it to be. That's a sad way to live, people. Ladies, be who you are. If he can't accept you in that real shell of who you are, then hey, it's not meant to be, and he's not the one. Fellas, if she can't accept you in that real shell of who you are, she not the one for you, bro. It's simple. It's easy. We make it hard. We make it hard. We make it very hard. So anyway, I'm going to end this. I may have a part 2 to this with a guest. Maybe me and Brandon may get on it. Or me, Brandon, and Cheryl may do it. So that's it, man. My final thought. What should my final thought be? Yeah, what is that? Yeah. My final thought on this. It takes so much time and energy in being something that you're not. Why don't you minimize time and that energy and just be who you are? It's much more easier. You don't have to be 10, 15 different people like you got some type of disorder going on. You're a different person every day. But just be yourself. It's less work when you just be who you are. And then when you just decide to be who you are, Let them choose whether they want to be in your circle or in your life in some capacity or not. Let them make the choice. Just be who you are. When you just be yourself, who's ever meant to be there, they're going to be there for you regardless, no matter what. Consistently, constant, no matter what's going on. Just be yourself and be true. Whether they like your truth or not, be true. You don't owe nobody anything. You owe it to yourself. You owe yourself everything. You owe yourself to live a life of realness, not the fake stuff. Trust me, I did that for years, man. It's just not worth it. And you lose so much and more. So that's all I got. Like I said, at the end of every video, podcast, whatever, I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. But since I'm in no danger of ever becoming perfect, you'll never have to worry about this brother ever judging you. All right, man. We got another couple more podcasts going on this week before the week ends out. I'm sure me and Brandon's we got one. I don't know if we're gonna do it on Friday or what. I don't know. So I got to get with him. But y'all take it easy, man. Listen, train your mind daily. Train your mind daily. You have to train your mind more than you train your body, because your mind it's the thing that's going to take your body to the next level. Your mind is what's going to have your body lose the weight. Your mind is what's going to have the body to start looking good naked. Your mind is going to help you with the lean muscle tissue gains. Your mind is going to help you with the consistency to fight the inconsistencies. You have to take your mind to a place to where everything people say you couldn't do and all the impossibilities, you got to take it to a place where all things are possible. You got to take it to a place that you will overcome this drought. You will overcome this bad thing. You will overcome these mistakes your past. You will overcome being lazy and mediocre. You got to take your mind to that place. Wherever you take your mind to, the body is going to follow suit. Remember that. Your days begin and ends based off the tone you set inside your mind. You come off with a negative mindset first thing in the morning as you step out the door and get in that car and head to work, guess what? Your day gonna be negative. You set the tone for your morning with a bad attitude, guess what? You're gonna have a stink attitude all throughout the day. But if you start inputting positive things in your mind and say out loud, it's going to be a phenomenal day. You're going to have a phenomenal day, even if things go wrong. Your mindset is in the right place. Like I said, if the mind ain't right, the rest don't matter. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Y'all stay safe, man, and keep it positive out there, good people. All right, I'll catch you guys on next time. Peace.